Happy New Year, everyone! Welcome back! Today we're diving back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. In this video, I'll show you how I use RNG manipulation to pull rare cards, like Tremendous Fire from Haitian, in just a single duel. Just to be clear, this is a legitimate technique. No cheats, mods, or glitches involved. It's the same method speedrunners use to force the game to give them the drops they need. I've tested it myself, and it's 100% working. You can try this method by yourself as long as you're playing the original, unmodified version of the game. Alright, let's jump in. But first, let me give you a quick breakdown of how RNG works in this game. In Forbidden Memories, RNG manipulation centers on a variable called the seed. This value is synced with the game's frame rate of 60 FPS, meaning that for every second your console is on, the seed value increases by 60. Every single random thing that happens in the game, the cards you draw, what cards the opponent plays, and even card drop, is determined by this specific seed value. So technically, if you hit your inputs on the exact right frame, you can predict the outcome of a duel. To manipulate the RNG, you just need to perform specific actions, like fusions, Guardian Stars interaction, or entering 3D battles. To pull this off, I'm using a versatile program called the FM Manip Tool, created by Generic Mad Scientist. If you want to check it out, you can find it over on speedrun.com under the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories Resources tab. Now, I won't explain the full details of how to use this program today. That would make this video way too long. I'll probably save a deep dive for a future upload. For now, let's just focus on what the program actually does. To show you just how powerful this is, I'm going for an extreme challenge, getting Tremendous Fire from Haitian on an A-Tech rank. Normally, the odds for this drop are tiny, just 1 out of 2048. The specific A-Tech method I'm using is the 4 effective attack strategy. You can see the full list of requirements on your screen right now. I've already built a deck specifically designed to trigger that A-Tech rank. Here's the layout I'm using. One quick tip, remember that the cards you draw are determined by their slot number in the deck, not their name or type. If you change the order of these slots, you'll get a completely different card. Tab 1, Easy Mode Finder. Just like the name says, this tab helps you find specific duel conditions where the opponent won't play their strong cards in the first few turns. Since you can't see the seed value directly in the game, you track it by matching what your opponent plays with the Enemy Plays column. If the opponent plays the same card as shown in this column, you've successfully found your seed. For example, I'm going to set it up so Haitian doesn't play any of his strongest cards for 9 straight turns. After clicking Find Easy Modes, a bunch of seeds will pop up. I've found my match, seed 323. This is the exact frame I need to hit. The input is performed exactly after I press the circle button to start the duel. Tab 2, Manip Finder. This tab is where the magic happens. It's used to manipulate the exact card you get after winning a duel. You can pull basically any card you want, as long as it's actually in that duelist's drop pool, no matter how low the odds are. Just a heads up, cards like Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon or Gate Guardian aren't in anyone's drop pool, so you can't get them this way. But if you're looking for a workaround, there is a little trick to get them. I've actually made a full video on that right here. Back to tab 2. Inside this tab, you'll see several events that affect the RNG every turn. By adjusting these events based on what cards are played, we can literally steer the duel toward our desired outcome. For this example, I'm selecting Haitian and setting my desired drop to Tremendous Fire at SA Tech rank. I'll insert the starting seed by 323 that I found earlier. Since A-Tech requires at least 9 turns, I'll log all the events for every single turn. Based on my deck, the 40 card sequence for frame 323 looks like this. Once I've dialed in all the settings and options, I just click Find Manip. The program then generates a set of instructions in the fastest Manip column, telling me exactly how the duel needs to go to trigger that specific drop. And just like that, our simulation script is ready. All the prep work is done. Now we just need to launch the duel exactly on frame 323. Let's get right into the action. Before we kick things off, I'm going to put the script on the left side of the screen so you can follow along with me during the duel. I'm showing this gameplay without any cuts, so you can see exactly how long it takes to hit frame 323, starting all the way from the BIOS boot up until the duel actually begins. My first goal is to trigger the duel on exactly frame 323. Since the game runs at 60 frames per second, we can calculate that frame 323 happens at roughly 5.38 seconds. Now, I don't know the exact millisecond the seed starts ticking, and I'm pretty sure it pauses during loading screens. But I've estimated the starting point based on how fast I can navigate from this menu right here. If I timed it right, my starting hand should be these 5 cards. Success! I hit the frame. Now, all I have to do is follow the script. Turn 1, I fuse 3 cards to summon Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon and equip a card to it. I end my turn. Haitian sets Dark Magician face down in defense. He ends his turn. Turn 2. I fuse 4 cards to summon Thousand Dragon and set it in defense. I use THTD to destroy Dark Magician. I end my turn. Haitian sets Zera the Mant and uses it to destroy my Thousand Dragon. He ends his turn. Turn 3. I set Yami face down. I use THTD to destroy Zera and dealing less than 1000 damage. I end my turn. Haitian sets Dark Magician face down in defense. He ends his turn. Turn 4. I fused 2 cards to summon Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon and replaced it with Bolt Penguin, which I intentionally leave in attack mode. I use THTD to destroy Dark Magician with a quick 3D battle. I end my turn. Haitian sets Launcher Spider and uses it to destroy my Bolt Penguin and dealing 1000 or more damage. He ends his turn. Turn 5. I fuse 4 cards to summon Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. I use THTD to destroy Launcher Spider and dealing less than 1000 damage. I end my turn. Haitian sets Chakra face down in defense. He ends his turn. Turn 6. I fuse 4 cards to summon Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. I use THTD to destroy Chakra with a quick 3D battle. I end my turn. Haitian sets Sengenjin face down in defense. He ends his turn. Turn 7. I set Fake Trap face down. I use THTD to destroy Sengenjin. I end my turn. Haitian sets Serpent Night Dragon. He triggers Fake Trap by attacking my THTD. He ends his turn. Turn 8. I fuse 4 cards to summon Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. I change a THTD from defense to attack and use it to destroy Serpent Night Dragon, dealing less than 1000 damage. I end my turn. Haitian sets Thousand Dragon face down in defense. He ends his turn. Turn 9. I fuse 4 cards to summon Curse of Dragon and set it in defense. I use THTD to destroy Thousand Dragon. I end my turn. Haitian sets Zoa and uses it to destroy my Curse of Dragon. He ends his turn. Turn 10. I fuse 3 cards to summon Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. I use THTD to destroy Zoa and dealing less than 1000 damage. I then activate Yami. I use 3 Twin-Headed Thunder Dragons to deal 1000 or more direct damage to finish the duel. And there we go. The duel ended exactly like the script predicted, and I got the card I was looking for. One quick note, you'll notice turn 10 wasn't counted because the opponent didn't even get a chance to play. But don't worry, the system still records every event that happened during the duel up to that point. So that's how I pull any card I want using RNG manipulation. If you want a full step-by-step tutorial on how to set everything up, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.